Hey y'all, welcome to day 20 of Time to Pivot. I hope everyone's doing well. It is another beautiful day here in the Carolinas. It's kind of overcast, but nonetheless, it's still a beautiful day, okay? The birds are still singing, right? I wanted to talk to you today about the deliverables that are needed on your behalf once you do file for unemployment. So once you are approved for unemployment, there are deliverables or homework that's needed on your end that you would need to do every week, okay? So one of the items that you need to do every week is to report if you have worked or not. So that includes full or part-time wages, okay? You can definitely visit the unemployment office because they'll equip you with the sites to go to in order to do these deliverables or your homework every week, as well as the content and printouts that are needed to do these items, okay? So that's the first step. You have to report if you worked and the hours that you worked and the pay that you received for each week, okay? The second item that's needed generally is to prove that you've done 2 successful job searches, okay? This is done via the unemployment site. Again, that's why I recommend going to the unemployment office in person, because they often will equip you with both of these items and the sites that are needed to do so, okay? So it's very important that you do that because they evaluate those items to determine the payout of your unemployment benefits, okay? I wanted to touch on that as well. Each state varies, okay? So you want to check with your specific state or area that you're in. Those 2 pieces of criteria may not be needed for the state that you're in, but currently in the Carolinas, that's what they require. So definitely Google unemployment by your state, as well as visit your unemployment office, and they'll advise you what's needed, okay? As far as the benefit amount, that also varies per state, okay? Your unemployment office will also have that information, so that's why it's really nice if you can and if possible to go directly to the unemployment office, because again, they have computers as well as people on standby to assist you with the step-by-step steps and information and questions when needed, okay? Each state has a weekly amount, right? So for example, the Carolinas per week, the unemployment payout is $326, okay? So say you do start working, like I'm currently working part-time, thank God, right? So if my part-time wages are, say, $150, right? So I work part-time and my hours and my pay was $150 for that week, right? So generally what the unemployment office will do once I do those deliverables and report my wages and pay, right, they'll pay the difference. So in essence, you will not get the full $326 plus, say, the $150, right? You'll get the $150 that you worked on your part-time job, right, plus the difference of the $326, okay? So I'll get the $150 plus whatever the difference is of the $326, okay, if that makes sense. So keep that in mind. You don't get the weekly amount, the $326 plus what you work is basically the difference, whatever amount that you got for that week, and then the unemployment, whatever the weekly limit or allowed amount is, $326 for the Carolinas, they will absorb that, okay? Just so you have, kind of make it. Now, I do want to say, in the event that you do find a job, right, and it's more than, of course, the $326 weekly amount the unemployment pays for, right, you definitely want to take that job, okay? More is better than less, okay? So, for example, if you have a job, if you're working full-time or part-time, say your weekly pay or gross is $500, right? $500 is higher than, say, $326, right? So you want to be honest and report how much you were paid each time that you do those weekly deliverables every week. Be honest, because there is a statement that you sign. So don't mess with that. Don't be dishonest. The hours that you worked, report that. Just be honest with the entire process. Do not mess with that, because in the event that say they do an audit, it really doesn't matter if they do an audit or not. Just be honest always, because there is a clause or a statement that you sign before you do those weekly deliverables. You will see it, because it probably will vary per state, but they will spell out the importance of you being honest, okay? So I'm telling you, don't play with that. Just be honest. Report the hours that you worked, your gross, and do your job searches, okay? So those are the two deliverable items that are generally needed here in the Carolinas. Again, please Google by your state as far as the requirements, as well as visit the unemployment office in your area or state, and they'll advise you of the deliverables or your homework that's needed for unemployment, okay? Hope that helped you. I hope you all have a great day. Take care.